Hey everyone, it's me, Kadesh, and welcome to Catholic Pipes. And like I promised, here's the second video with the updates for the new Catholic Pipe and who is the lucky, holy individual whom this pipe is modeled after. And it's none other than Father Emil Kapaun. Let's talk about Father Emil. Father Emil was born April 20th, 1916, and grew up on a farm 3 miles southwest of Pilsen, Kansas, on rural 260th Street of Marion County, Kansas. His parents, Enos and Elizabeth, were Czech immigrants. He graduated from Pilsen High School on May 1930, and Kapaun graduated from Conception Abbey Seminary College in Conception, Missouri in June 1936, and Kenrick Theological Seminary in St. Louis, Missouri in 1940. On June 9th, 1940, Father Emil was ordained a Catholic priest of the Diocese of Wichita by Bishop Christian Herman Winkelmann at what is now Newman University in Wichita, Kansas. He celebrated his first Mass at St. John Catholic Church in Pilsen, Kansas. In January 1943, Father Emil was appointed auxiliary chaplain at the Harrington Army Airfield near Harrington, Kansas. In December 1943, Father Emil was appointed priest. Now, this man was amazing, especially with his military service. But what he's most known for is actually his efforts during the Korean War. It was there, and throughout many months of fighting, Father Emil gained a reputation for bravely serving the troops, rescuing the wounded and dead, and ministering to the living by performing baptisms, hearing confessions, offering Holy Communion, and celebrating Mass on an improvised altar set up on the front end of a Jeep. Several times his Mass kit, Jeep, and trailer were destroyed by enemy fire. In letters home, he shared that he was thoroughly convinced that others' prayers helped him survive. Now, Father Emil, when you read his story, it's just absolutely amazing. Every day, long before the normal day began, Father Emil was up at 5:30 a.m., even in the -20 temperatures of winter, gathering sticks for fire. These he would use to melt snow into clean water for the men to drink. Using a talent he had perfected on the farm, he fashioned vessels out of old iron sheeting so he could have containers to launder the clothing of the sick and wounded and have a place to store purified water. Father Emil would slip out of the camp to scourge for corn, salt, millet, and soybeans for starving prisoners of war, praying to St. Dismas, the good thief, before every one of these missions. He would travel around the huts of the other prisoners to give aid to the sick and wounded, pick lice off men, and wash the clothes of the weak and incontinent prisoners of war, and even bathe those too little to do themselves. When men died, he often volunteered for the burial duty so he could say prayers over their graves. As a prisoner of war, he had to go through indoctrination sessions. They were held twice a day. The communist captors would try to convince the prisoners of war of the evils of capitalism and religion. Even when the guards yelled at the prisoners, Father Emil calmly stood and refuted their claims. One officer, Lieutenant Walter Mayo, told a story of the communists taunting Father Emil. They argued that God must not exist, since he was doing nothing to save them. The other prisoners of war were bolstered by Father Emil's response. God is as real as the air you breathe but cannot see, as the sounds you hear but cannot see, as the thoughts and ideas you have but cannot see or feel. At other times, he made jokes to lighten the mood in the camp. Father Emil was determined to keep the men trusting that they would make it out alive. Father Emil was keenly aware of the prisoners' spiritual needs. Although public prayers were strictly forbidden, after dark, Father Emil would sneak around to the different huts in the camp to say prayers with the men. He led the prisoners in prayer for their daily material and spiritual needs and for their deliverance and liberation. He even led the men in prayer for their captors, that they be delivered from the evils of communism. Although his favorite prayers were the prayers from the Mass, the Stations of the Cross, and the Rosary, he would minister to everyone, adapting his prayers for the men of other faiths. Above all, he would lead the men in the Lord's Prayer and give them his priestly blessing. Men who were struggling would approach Father Emil for his counsel and walked away feeling lightened and at least part of their burden, and were able to fight another day. Now, unfortunately, as a prisoner of war, Father Emil developed a blood clot in one of his legs. Besides having dysentery and pneumonia, weakened as the months passed, he managed to lead an Easter sunrise service on Sunday, March 25th, 1951. I mean, that sounds pretty extraordinary to me, and I can see why his cause for canonization is up, and he definitely is going to need our prayers to move from servant of God to venerable. So, one of the stories that I heard, which is what brought him across my table, was actually a viewer by the name of Aaron. I think it's Aaron Solik. I don't want to mispronounce his name. It could be Solich or Solik, but Aaron Solik reached out to me and brought Father Emil to my attention. And he said that one of the many tales that you can hear about Father Emil was that when he was in the trenches fighting in war, he loved his pipe. And believe it or not, it was a billiard. Billiards are so popular, but it was a billiard. And while he was in the trenches, a sniper tried to take him out, missed, and shot the pipe out of his mouth. And it was a beloved pipe of his. And as you can imagine, he didn't have many luxuries while you're out there fighting for our country. And so he ended up trying to fix his broken pipe with bamboo. So he carved a stem out of bamboo, stuck it onto his pipe, and that's what he had smoked. And so in honor of him, and I thought this was so great because bamboo is actually one of the materials that I'm best known for utilizing in pipe making, I decided, let's go ahead and make a nice bamboo billiard in honor of Father Emil. So this is what we have right here. It's going to have a nice 2 knuckles of bamboo on it, and modeled after what I would imagine his pipe would have looked like. So this nice little bamboo billiard is the Father Emil Bamboo Billy. And the beautiful thing too is with this, the same gentleman and viewer who brought Father Emil to my attention graciously decided to go ahead and create these laser etched cards that will come along with the Catholic pipe. So inside of your bag, you will find one of these. And on the back are QR codes that go to the official Father Emil website, where you can go ahead and see more about his story, his heroic acts, and there's a novena that you can pray to help move his cause for canonization forward in the process. Now, as always, I will have specifications of the pipe in the description, but it's going to be exactly like all the other ones. It will be email, first come, first serve. You email that you are interested in purchasing a pipe, and with that you get your Catholic pipes burlap sack pipe with a miraculous medal, the bamboo pipe for Father Emil, and then a prayer card that was custom made just for this pipe to help move his cause for canonization forward. But yeah, all the descriptions the how to order will be in the description. I will be taking these orders until they are sold out, and I will be heading out to the West Coast Pipe Show next week, where I will meet up with my dealer, my pipe supply dealer, to hand select the bamboo for the pipes to make sure that they are exactly what I'm looking for, so I can make sure that these pipes are consistent and everyone gets the same pipe. So remember, there are only going to be 30 of them this time. We sold out 26. I was able to procure another 4, so there will be 30, and I imagine they're going to go quick. So please, as I mentioned before, make sure you follow the directions in the description so you can get your hands on a Father Emil pipe. And as always, your purchase helps continue this ministry. And if you guys have any saints or holy people who are in the process of canonization, please comment, email me, let me know. I always love to see ways in which we can combine my artistry with our faith to be able to create something that is collectible, something that can belong to you, that you can use to enjoy moments of rich contemplation and prayer, and above all, something that's a part of your faith. And that's what I love about the Catholic pipes, that they're functional art that help take us to a higher level of contemplation, to contemplate the divine mysteries that our Lord has given us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and keep on praying for Father Emil, because he is an amazing example of what a man of God looks like, somebody who lived a life of heroic virtue. God bless, have a wonderful day, and glory to Jesus Christ. Bye.